we just had a life and death, situation where people were just getting, destroyed left and right. And now there's a party and everybody's gonna be okay. Come on, Oda. Anyway, this is your boy, man. Welcome to the channel where anime and manga means more. And this time we're reviewing One Piece, chapter 696. The Marines get the ship a nice tune up, so they can head on out. And then they party in true Straw Hat fashion. Then Brooks, he thinks he killed MangaMiyn, but really he just broke him out of his carbonite shell, which kind of doesn't make sense. And does make sense, in a certain way. Law detoxes the kids. Then Nami and them, they dump the kids off on the Marines. Momonosuke finally gives up his nice little diet. He had the best diet I ever heard of. No fat, no carbs, no nothing. That boy's gonna be thin by time. You don't know how that boy be so thin, he will disappear. But anyway, Luffy lets us in on his little secret. He's going after all of the Yonko. So anyway, this chapter, to me, was garbage, except for the end. The end was like, the last maybe 2 pages, I was like, what? First off, Shino Kuni. Where did this weakness in this cure come from? Like I understand that it. Okay, let's say that the gas isn't poisonous. First off, the thing that it was made from was poisonous. But let's say that whatever chemical changes it went through made it so it's non-toxic and it just covers you in a shell and you'll die over a certain period of time. So if that's the case, MangaMiyn could live, but the Marines that they say, oh, we're gonna go back and save them, they should be dead by now. How long was it? It was like 20 minutes ago when they got trapped. So it don't make no sense. They should be dead, period. And why even go back to save some fighter Marine? I mean, even if that's the case, why would Oda reveal that? That was stupid. Okay, we got MangaMiyn back. That's okay. That's okay. The reason why I say it's okay in my book is because, first of all, it wasn't really no real reason to kill him. But if they did kill him, that was all right. But he could use his powers. That could have just been his powers that blocked it. Maybe he put himself in a block of concrete to make it look like he was in Shino Kuni or whatever. To protect him from that. I don't know. But he could have used his powers to save himself. That's also why I don't get it. If he could use his powers to save himself. Or it seems like if he can make clothes, he can make some diving suit or something like. He could have made something to save himself. So it doesn't make sense. He got a sword. He could have used a sword to do it. So he had material to use to make some protective armor or something like that. And I don't need somebody after we've seen all this happen and it seemed like Shino Kuni was that dangerous. I don't need them to go back and lighten the blow. But it still makes sense that Shino Kuni is a real devastating weapon. Because if he really just killed off the whole island, covered the whole island Shino Kuni, and everybody gets frozen, they're going to die. And it shouldn't take long because you can't breathe, or I don't think you can breathe. The good thing about this chapter was the end. Finding out that it's Kaido that they're going after, that's good. Why? Because it's a little bit more surprising than Big Mom. But to be honest, I think Big Mom is a good option to go to. But Kaido's a good option for a couple reasons. First off, Kaido might be enough for Law and Luffy to take. Big Mom, from what we've seen from her subordinate and how she might be tied into what's my man name? Doflamingo. She might be too much for Luffy. I mean, I know she's too much for Luffy, but for Luffy and Law together, she might be still too much for both of them combined. So, and we don't know how strong Kaido is. Kaido might be the weakest one. So if they have a chance against any of them, it would seem more like Kaido that they have a chance against. So even though I thought that they were going for Big Mom, which Luffy will eventually, which is another good thing, he's going for all of them, even Shanks. That's a true pirate, that's a true pirate thing. But anyway, even though he was going for them, I thought that it was going to be a couple arcs before they even get to it. Like they were going to have some time to train and fight, lesser people and build up for it. So that's what I thought would happen. But I guess they might be able to take Kaido now because we don't know how strong Kaido might be. He might not be that strong. I mean, supposedly he was supposed to stop Shanks. But Shanks came through. So he might have not been that much of a threat to Shanks. And we also know that a lot of this in the New World, a lot of stuff is not only built on how strong the captain is. It could be huge crew and stuff like that. So we don't know exactly what type of powers Kaido got. So it makes sense that that Luffy and Law might be able to beat him. So that's a good thing. One thing I do like about this, the end, that was a real good setup for the New World. In the Grand Line, if y'all notice, we went from island to island, but the main thing we was doing, or one of the big things that we did was, as soon as we came in, took out one of I'm getting ready to say Yamko, the Shibukai. Went and took one of them out, took the next one out. We kept on moving, and then some of them we dealt with every Shibukai except for Mihawk, which we can't until Zoro. And actually, we ran in, we had a run in with him, but we can't take care of him. Then Doflamingo. Those are the only two we really didn't take care of. So now in the New World, we're taking care of the Yonko, so that makes sense. Now we got a theme that we're gonna go along with. Probably somewhere, I guess every couple years we're gonna face a Yonko, then the next Yonko until we get to the final island. And these pirates, they gotta move, cause Doflamingo's on his way there and he's flying. It didn't take Baby 5 and Buffalo hardly any time to get there. He might be there in the next 20 minutes. They gotta move. And if you notice, in the New World and before that, like in East Blue, every time the Straw Hats win a big battle, they celebrate and stuff like that. The New World ain't time for that. I mean, people are gonna be rolling up on you when while you're eating, sneak you while you're eating your Jello shots and stuff like that. So we don't have time for that in the New World. But anyway, to sum it up, I really didn't like this chapter. Not much happened. Then they went and cured Chino Kuni, which didn't make any sense. That was stupid. But anyway, the end is real good setup. I gotta say that the end is great setup. But anyway, go ahead and leave your comment. Let me know what you think. Rate the video and subscribe. And I'm out. Peace.